Gonna try and go live on TikTok.
Expected appearances on the show.
Da, 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 da.
Ooh, Nerdquisition is live.
Hey, we live, baby. We live. All right, we're live on
Face on the internet. See, it's my face on the internet.
the prettiest lady on all of the internets.
You lie, I'm not a lady.
Da, 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 da. All righty. We're live there. We're live there. And
I don't, so hold on 1 second.
we're live on TikTok under GCPR. We're live. And where's Thomas?
All right, he says he texted me and said I'm here. And I said, I don't see you. I'm looking at the participants. It's just me and you.
Here is where? Where is here? I do not see him. He has not popped up.
I'm literally right here.
Sure you got the right credentials, man?
I'm sending him.
Hang on.
Maybe he went into his.
Did he go into his? Or may he gone into...
Oh, wait a minute. Did I
You gave him...
creds. I gave him his creds.
Oh, you gave him his?
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me try this again. We cannot
So
do this
listen.
without a technical difficulty of some kind or another.
So there are blonde moments, and then there's Gretchen blonde moments.
Yes.
All right. So we're live everywhere. So
Okay, good.
Yeah.
We're just getting started. We're getting our guests.
So we're getting everything together. So everybody just stroll on in, straggle on in. We're still getting our stuff together. One day we'll start on time.
Yeah, we'll start. What is time?
Time is a man-made concept. So
It's a man-made concept, made to measure the birth, growth, and death of things. Correct?
right. I mean, so it's also we know how to measure something, so everything doesn't seem like it's all at once. So time is relative.
There we go.
How you gonna?
Hey.
And it is the villain.
How the hell you gonna give me the login codes to your shit, my own shit? The fuck? I'm over there by myself in a room, and then I don't realize every time I try to end it, it's like end meeting for all. It's not my meeting. What are you talking about? Ain't even my meeting. I ain't doing nothing. I come to put yours. Like, wow. Real?
Yeah. I've got.
And again, like I just said,
my laptop right here, and I just read the first one. I was just like, it's the one I always use, right? But I don't log into my own Zoom meetings. Just start a meeting.
so there are blonde moments, and then there are Gretchen blonde moments.
And those moments are epic. They're epic.
Maybe.
Those moments are great because here's the thing.
We gotta make that a thing on the villain's view.
So
Gretchen moment.
There you go. A new segment for you.
and the greatest thing is, it is recorded for all posterity.
all for posterity.
It really is. It's impossible, guys. Maybe she's maybe it's a Gretchen moment. Sorry.
But as is our tradition, we always have some kind of technical difficulty at the beginning of the show, and that one is brought to you today by Gretchen's Blonde Moment. She sent Thomas his own meeting credentials to his own meeting that we use for other meetings, and not the one for Rules of Nerdquisition, this is the Rules of Nerdquisition. As always, a little late on Sunday. I'm Gretchen. That's Gilbert. We have a friend. We have a friend with us today.
He's down below, I think. Unless
he's on the bottom today.
Depending on how you're looking at things, I don't know. Whatever your perspective, he's either on the bottom.
I bottomed out. That's what I've done. Damn it.
Depending on your view, he's either on the bottom or he's on the top.
But you know what we're talking about today, right?
The Dookie Machine.
The Dookie Machine.
I'm sorry.
So we're talking Space Deuce.
My bad. The colloquial name for the show was the Doomsday Machine, but we'll get into the reason it's called Dookie.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a moment. This was
the Doomsday Machine.
Still a good episode. 6th episode of the 2nd season. First air date is October 20th, 1967. And as always, this show starred William Wyndham as Commodore Matt Decker. And William Wyndham passed away August 16th, 2012 at the age of 88. My kill-to-death ratio.
100%.
100%.
I'm just trying to figure out, why was he so sweaty? Like, Commodore Decker was the sweatiest mofo on that. Like, there have been.
Hey, listen. If you were in that position, you'd be just as sweaty too.
Not that sweaty. He was sweaty like he called the Dookie Machine. Like, come get me, dog. What's that? And then he shows up. He's like, oh shit, he's here. Like, I was really, really, and it wasn't until I went back and watched this episode that I realized that's the sweatiest sumbitch in Star Trek history. Like, Chekhov didn't sweat that much when Khan pulled his helmet off. It's like, Khan, he didn't sweat that much. Decker was sweating when they caught him.
I would say that
the
only person sweatier in TV and movies would probably be Ted Stryker in the cockpit of the airplane when it's just pouring down.
Yes. We'll talk about why he's sweaty, but God, he sweated like he threw them people out the airlock his damn self. Like,
he was sweating, been sweating, then been sweating.
Jesus, I'm surprised his shirt didn't get soaked.
Yeah,
sweaty motherfucker. I do have a question.
You think in the future they have a remedy for that?
Something. Give him a towel. There's the easiest remedy. Give him a towel.
See, here's the thing. Have you ever seen a towel on the Enterprise?
No. I haven't seen a toilet on the Enterprise.
Oh, they got them, but,
Listen, space shit is how the Doomsday device got there in the first place.
There is only one time in Star Trek, at least in the original series with the original cast, when you see a toilet. That is in Star Trek V, when Spock, McCoy, and Kirk are in the brig after Sybok takes over the ship, and Kirk is sitting on the lid of one because he pushes a button and it goes in and out of the wall. He's sitting on one when they're in the brig. That's the only time.
And people had a problem with Chris Pine as Captain Kirk. I really want y'all to understand. The original Captain Kirk sat on the toilet that came out of the wall, but Chris Pine was a little bit too over the top. Are you kidding me right now? For real? Word? For real? Seriously? That's why Chris Pine got all the hate? Really? He was over the top? Are you serious right now? Kirk got pushing buttons and toilets come out the wall like, and then he sits on it. He didn't sit on it to take a deuce. He sits on it to ponder. But Chris Pine was too much. Chris Pine was too much. Word.
My only gripe with Chris Pine, I think he was just too immature. He didn't seem like somebody who... No military would put somebody of that maturity level in charge of us.
Some of the shit that the actual original Captain Kirk, William Shatner, did made me realize Chris Pine is perfect for this. Some of that shit, the movements when the ship's supposed to be moving, and their facial expressions, I'm like, that is Chris Pine-esque. That's Chris Pine before Chris Pine's mom and dad decided to make Chris Pine.
Well,
They were,
see, I
like,
think
I think they were probably in elementary school. Like, one day I'm gonna make a child that acts just like William Shatner. Like, it's
no, I think the whole thing is that the reason why he got so much hate is not because he didn't, encapsulate, Captain Kirk or anything like that. It's just simply because he didn't speak the way Shatner spoke. Because he was so energetic, and he was like, "No, we got to go." Da 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 da. Whereas Kirk was like a little bit laid back and smooth with his. He said, "Spock."
nobody speaks like Kirk.
So, I think that's why he got the most of the.
Flash couldn't speak like Kirk. Like, I'm
just saying is that's why he got the. I think that's kind of why he did, because he was a little more energetic. I mean, he's still Kirk, but he was just more energetic and wasn't as laid back.
At warp speed, like, ain't nobody. Come on.
I like how he didn't copy Kirk, though, because you know what? Anson Mount said the same thing. He said when he was hired to play Pike, he's like, I am not going to copy Jeffrey Hunter. And you shouldn't. You can pay homage to them, but you don't have to copy them. That's why Brandon Routh was so bad as Superman, because he was just a carbon copy of Christopher.
Yeah.
He was
and got another one.
And see, here's the thing, though. And when Brandon Routh was able to kind of to reprise as Superman, but instead being Kingdom Come Superman, he was much better.
Infinite Earths.
Yeah, it's much better. Yeah.
That Superman, the Superman in Kingdom Come, is the broken Superman. Like, his heart. If you read the comic Kingdom Come, that Superman wanted nothing to do with Earth. Nothing. He's like, y'all pick Magog. I'm gonna go farm these fields in Kansas. I ain't playing with y'all. And then it wasn't even really fields. It was like a holodeck type thing in the Fortress of Solitude. He just kept getting up every morning going, "Oh, I gotta get this wheat." Bitch, it ain't wheat. It's pixels. You are hard. So Brandon Routh had something to work off of. But I'm just saying, between Brandon Routh and the new Superman, they had a different, unique Superman. I won't say anything. I knew I should have mentioned the word Superman. We'll get Thomas on it. We'll get Thomas on a rant here.
Said, I know, right?
It's like Anson Mount. The reason he couldn't replicate Captain Pike is because of that hair. Anson Mount has a great head of hair. I have watched Strange New Worlds. I gotta finish it, but Anson Mount has some. That's a mane. That man has a mane. The Pike in the original didn't have that.
I'm sorry. He has perfect hair.
Listen. And you can't imitate Jeffrey Hunter's Pike, because Jeffrey Hunter's Pike was rampant misogynist.
Exactly.
I said yes.
Used to a woman on the bridge.
A woman on the bridge.
See, that's what I'm saying. Anson Mount is like, not only are women on the bridge, but I have a hairstylist, and she makes this coif. That is a coif, okay? That's a coif. Like, getting back to the Doomsday Machine, Commodore Decker did not have a coif. That is the hair of a man that just got busted cheating. That's the hairstyle you have when your wife walks in and she hears you upstairs breaking off some back, and it ain't her back, and then she walks in the room and she goes, I mean, not like, but.
And now we know why he was sweating.
Yes, that Doomsday was his wife's doing. She's like, he cheated on me in space. Send the Doomsday Dookie. Like, I'm just saying, right. Anson Mount has a coif. That is coif. It just gets better every week. Like, in the first season, I was like, my God, that man has a great head of hair. And as the season rolls on, I'm like, that hair is still getting luxurious. How is he doing this? And it's salt and pepper.
It's perfect. His hair is perfect.
I shave my head because of him. I can't build a coif. If I try to grow hair right now, I got more forehead than hair. And I have male pattern baldness, so I look like Bozo the Clown. Every week, he sits on that bridge and he's like, I'm Anson Mount and my hair is sexy. And, like, I don't know what Pike's going to get into, but that hair is going to stay that way. Decker has the hair of somebody
How do you think he always said? Look, how do you think he always they wanted him to do negotiations?
Yes.
His hair.
They focus so much on Picard's barber, but never on Pike's.
Because Picard's barber is like the barbers from Coming to America. They just snip off the tail. Like there's Picard earned that male pattern baldness. He earned it. Like that. He has the half ring of Saturn on his head.
But he still had the glorious services of Mr. Mott to take care of him.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just saying that. Whew, that answer mouth. But he might actually have the best looking hairstyle of any cat. Well, no, because what's her face from Discovery has a better hairstyle. But that Anson Mount, that's some bitch there, boy.
Especially in the third season, I'm loving the braids.
Oh my goodness! Like
I'm in the third season now. I'm loving the braids.
Yeah, like
final season, her braids just perfect, absolutely perfect. But
I can see why Decker looks like that though. Decker has the hairstyle and the mannerisms of somebody who's going, wait, baby, wait, hold on, wait. Now, I know what you saw, but it wasn't what you saw. It was an optical illusion. Like, no, I saw you with another woman. It's like, wait. And now you see
but it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That's the next one. Wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Oh, you gonna tell me I didn't see what I was saying?
Let's go ahead and get into this. A quick shout out to our guests over in the YouTube chat. Hey Jess, hey James, you weren't late. We're still just trying to get started. It looks like we had a drive-by by Professor Moriarty. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate that.
Hey, Professor here talking. We're talking Trek. If you wanna,
Trek.
He can track his ass up in here.
So you wanna drop some gems on us, in the chat. You're more than welcome to.
So how do we?
Well, we got some stuff blown up.
We got some stuff blown up.
Kirk and crew got to check some stuff out. They
So-
just got home. They just got home and they're finding the clothes all littered all over the floor. Like something's fishy.
Something smells bad here.
Something's happening.
I could, Spock, something doesn't feel quite right here. Like
Spock, is there?
Long after that man's bones is powder.
Says Spock. Can we look outside because I think I see a space deuce.
Listen.
His whole acting style has a name.
His acting style was on full display. His acting style was on full display with this episode. Like, Commodore Decker took his ship and he was like, "Hey yo, is that your man's?" It's like, Decker.
It's like, "Hey yo."
He's like, "Hey yo."
Like, "Hey yo."
Hey, is your man's? Hey,
I have to address this comment in the YouTube chat. Real quick side thing. I play Star Trek Online a lot, and James is saying I can talk about Trek for hours, especially Wolf 359. There is in the game Star Trek Online, you can fly to Wolf 359, which if you didn't know is the fourth closest star to the Earth. And in the game, there is a giant space station, and it's like a museum, and it has all 39 starships and the wreckage of all 39 starships that were destroyed in the battle, and you can fly around and see each one of them. And I'm like, it's creepy. It's huge. It's huge.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Shit I want to look at. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to fly past and go, yeah, that's where my good friend, Captain Rocks. He died in that thing. That was that one right there. And then you're telling your crew. Your crew's like, Captain, can we get away from this? He over here crying and shit.
I'm pretty sure that's a place that Commander or Captain Sisko would never go. Oh, look, there's
absolutely not.
Yeah, like
absolutely not.
Yeah, like if you went to Starfleet with a guy and y'all both got captains at the same time, and he got a ship and you got a ship and whatever, you'd go. But if like you lost a family member in that bitch, nah, you'd be like,
oh, that's the USS Excelsior. That ship was blown up during the Romulan War.
Yeah, that's where my wife died, man. Like you still.
It's like, I mean,
wanting to punch a Romulan in the mouth.
I once had one of those DV or VHS to DVD recorders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a bunch of episodes of Star Trek on VHS. So I took to make the episode even more exciting. I took the battle scene from the opening of The Emissary and I inserted it in between best of both worlds and the part where they get the message where the Federation has engaged the Borg, and then the Enterprise shows up and everything's a wreck. Yeah, so I put the battle in the middle of it and onto one DVD so I could just watch the whole thing. Like, oh, cool. Now I get the whole battle.
Now I'm wondering, what would the Borg do against the Doomsday device? Like, would they try to assimilate it? Can you imagine a piece of dookie with the mind of the Borg? Like,
that is an interesting.
That's interesting.
There is a Star Trek novel called Vendetta, where the Borg come back. It takes place sometime between the Best of Both Worlds and I, Borg with Q. They come back. The Borg assimilate a Ferengi vessel and create another like Locutus out of a Ferengi. I don't remember what his name is. But the point is, in this book, the Doomsday Machine is in it, and in the book, the story is the Doomsday Machine was created by an alien species who was once at war with the Borg.
Oh,
and
shit.
It was so powerful it had to eat planets to fuel itself, but its primary purpose was to destroy Borg vessels.
It's Thanos. It's Galactus shit. That's what it's Galactus and Unicron shit. Walking around in space. Like, we only know one thing, man. We just eat, man. Man, we don't know nothing. It's like we came out of Galactus ass. We don't know nothing to do but eat planets, dog. You're like, hey.
So, no. That didn't come out of Galactus's ass.
Shit from Galactus.
No, that didn't come from Galactus. That came from Unicron.
Yeah, that's Unicron shit.
It's Unicron. I only say Unicron because they did scans on it, and it wasn't anything organic. It was something robotic. So Unicron.
Oh yeah. I mean, you think about it. If you eat an entire planet full of if you eat an entire planet full of Transformers and shit, your shit is literally going to be made out of like fucking robotic.
So how do you think it's going to look? Like that.
Do you think it makes when Unicron does his business? Do you think it makes the sound? Does he like sit down on the toilet and go? I think
I think it's like because he's a planet, it's like a horse. He just keeps on going and just shoot. Just wherever it is, he just drops it wherever.
Yeah, like when it's in planet mode, it just flies out. But when he's in like Transformer mode, I think Unicron will fly through space and just take a shit wherever he wants. Just, like you can hear.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Unicorn fart. Fart sounds like a trash compactor.
What I'm thinking he does is like when he transforms, he just grabs a moon, pops that bitch in half, and just sits down and grabs half of the moon. So he looks at it like it's a newspaper. The other half, he's just shitting and just.
Speaking of horses, Red Dead Redemption or Rockstar Studios, did you guys have to make the horses realistic? I mean, they literally do just crap all the time. You're riding around and you stop and the horse just craps in the street. I mean, it's just.
One day I'm going to tell y'all the story about the horse that I had in my backyard. And the first time they did that freaked me I was like, hey, what the like the horse is just walking around and just poop pops the fuck. I was like, hey, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this.
I can tell you like this. You want to know what's traumatizing? Do you want to know what's traumatizing?
What's that?
No.
Marching in a parade behind a horse. That shit, and I mean that literally, figuratively, that shit is traumatizing.
I led an entire like company-wide parade. Like I was the highest ranked person. I was a staff sergeant, and they had all these specialists and privates and shit. And they had two officers, and officers like, we need a NCO to lead the march. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And she's like, just call Cadence, walk down the street. We were all in uniform and shit, and we were walking behind horses. You ever try to? There is no command called split march where everybody just breaks off. It's just you got to keep marching. And I'm telling people, watch the shit. Watch the shit. Watch it. I didn't get hit on any of it because I was over on the side.
Listen, man, look here.
Through crap. I was like, hey, yo.
Look here, man. You see a bunch of high schoolers playing music in a marching band, and a horse drops. You will know where that shit is because the parting of it will be like the Red fucking Sea. Because it'll be just like this. Everything will be in line. Whoa! And then right back in line.
Hey, man. The tuba players had a hard time with that horse shit. Because you got a choice. 7 horse shit or try to lug this big ass
Oh no, look
piece
here,
of
man.
grass.
So no, look here, man. We all knew one thing. We all knew one thing. If you were in the back and you really couldn't see anything, like drums, tubas, stuff like that, but you see everybody partying along like the Red Sea, you better move. You better move.
Fortunately, none of my
Show, man.
marching experience never included marching behind horses. But yes, let's get back on. We veered way off course.
I swear, this is something else. Every time I come on this show, it's like, I was something else.
It's always chaotic, but that's
very-
why. 'Cause
But-
this episode is chaotic. So
It's absolutely chaotic. So we got Space Dookie. You got Space Dookie just destroying planets,
I have a
killing the
question.
crews.
How did a Commodore become a captain of a ship? Didn't he say that his captain was eaten?
no,
No.
In Star Trek, Commodore outranks Captain.
Yeah, but that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So why would a Commodore, if a Commodore is like a major in the Army,
Like he would be assigned to a spaceship.
You're the XO of a damn thing. You're not. I'm commandeering this. If you don't sit your
Let's do.
flag officer ass on down some damn where.
Depending on what class of
Exactly.
spaceship
True.
and mission.
So
I mean,
Commodore.
What Google is stating is that Commodore is basically a term used to denote a captain who had a broader command responsibility, oftentimes overseeing more than one ship.
So Commodore Decker.
He's like an admiral light.
Yeah, he's like Admiral X.
yeah.
And here he is in the command of a ship that looks just like the Enterprise. It's just these people's designs were like ridiculous. Same ship, really? Same ship? Same ship?
Is it sister ship? Yeah, there's a sister ship.
Yeah.
Sister
USS
ship, yeah.
Constellation.
So
So,
the Constellation is effed up
Oh yeah.
Apparently,
It's,
oh yeah.
because what we didn't know is the Dookie also has a ray gun. Like it's this was some all-purpose shit. The Doomsday device was some all-purpose shit. It could eat you or it could blast your bitch ass, and you couldn't do anything about it because it had a hole. As I got older, I thought it was like a whale. But as a child, all I thought was, this is a piece of shit. This is a literal laser shooting piece of shit. It is Kryptonian shit. That's what the fuck. It was. How you get hit? Can you imagine telling somebody that story? Captain
Yeah, I mean,
Log supplement.
Well, yeah.
not wrong, and it literally looks like it was pinched off at the end. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
and
It does. I mean, yeah. Not gonna lie.
did they ever say where that thing came from? Like it just was just randomly out there,
they
just fucking up.
do
No.
mention it. They believe that
They believe it came from another
outside the
galaxy.
Yeah, they believe it came from outside the galaxy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I mean, there's a whole lot of I don't know from Spock in this
Said,
episode.
or
And
it's
that-
a lot. I don't know, and insufficient data.
Listen, and that should have thrown everybody off. Like, can we leave this bitch? Like, whatever it's doing, leave it the fuck alone. Like, I'd have sedated Decker and put his ass to sleep, and we'd have flown away. Like, hey, it's not
They
fucking with
couldn't,
us.
though.
Right.
Because it was on its way through, as they stated in the episode, it was headed for one of the most populated parts of the galaxy. It was going to go right through the heart of the Federation.
Yeah. It was gonna go. Yeah. Basically, right to Earth.
Hey, what is Angry always saying? Sometimes you need a brick. And if
Mm.
you got the
You said you
USS
get it.
Constellation
So no, look here, man.
Enterprise, and they ain't doing shit to this thing.
Say, look here. You better get
hey, can
it
we
with that.
call Starfleet?
Say with that shit. You better get a big ass brick.
Listen, I would have been
Get a
like,
big ass
we
brick
don't
for that.
believe you. We need more people. We need more people. Like, hey, this is Kirk.
Now
There's
I'm
a
going
flying piece of dookie coming at your ass. We need more
to give
ships.
William Wyndham some props here. I mean, okay, so Enterprise is following this line, this trail of destroyed planets. They find
Yeah.
a constellation. It's completely wrecked. They go. There's no crew on board. They find Decker in some room, and
And
really,
we can
I don't know if it
assume.
was good or not, but he really got into it.
Yeah.
Like the PTSD and the shock. I mean,
Yes.
And the definite survivor's guilt. Like definite survivor's guilt throughout
So
the whole thing. Yeah.
So he abandoned ship. He called the abandoned ship, and the Doomsday device just ate all the goddamn people. Like,
he beamed them down to a planet to save them.
And
The
then
Doomsday
Machine ate the planet.
and that's your first mistake. Listen, I am not a Starfleet admiral or a commodore. But if this damn thing eats planets, then we ain't going near a planet. Oh, it's gonna eat that planet. I'm not beaming down there. Let's beam somewhere else. Is there another planet behind it? Like, beam there, leave. The fuck it. How many? Listen, if a big dude walks into a room and knocks somebody the fuck out, you don't need to ask him why. You just need to go, he just punched that dude in the face, put him all the way to Slumber Town. I'm going to find another one. Like, you know, well, beam everyone down. And then the damn thing eats the planet. Like, if it ate one planet when you found it, you don't, planets is off limits.
And that's where
First mistake.
What bothers me is
well.
that, Kirk and a repair crew, they stay on the Constellation to fix the ship, and Commodore Decker goes back to the Enterprise, and this is after McCoy says, "Jim, he's in shock. He's in shock." So he takes him back to the Enterprise, and then all of a sudden McCoy can't rule him as being mentally incapable of commanding the ship, because Spock's like, when he gets taken out of command, and Spock's like, "Well, Doctor, if you can find a way for us to remove him from command," and he's like, "Right now I will. I certify him as unfit for command." And Spock's like, "You'll have to prove it." Like, you just proved it. Shit. Look at that sweat.
That's when you hit him with the double. McCoy on one side with a sedative and
Well, see, here's the thing, though.
With the Vulcan neck grip, and you pop his bitch ass.
Well, see, no, here's the thing, though. I mean, just the simple fact of the decisions that he made, that began just to question itself in right then and there. Because if he's saying, instead of let's go save the captain, let's go save, the captain and the repair team.
Gotti. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, let's go just point everything we got at every gun and missile and just destroy that thing.
Mm-hmm. No, see, that's when
said that right there.
Sedative, like with a little bit of a sedative, and Spock could have came right behind him with the Vulcan neck pinch and put his that episode would have been 15 minutes long.
Everything, because
Constellation blew it up and then left.
Well, see, if anything, that decision right there, that's an obvious suicide mission. That's an obvious suicide mission. So that clearly,
if you can't get him out that chair, you put his ass to sleep. Listen, that whole episode would have been 45 minutes, including commercials, because he would have been like, "We're going after it."
He said, "Oh, okay. Well, hang on. I have notes." You get okay. Well, I have notes. And then
literally put his ass like, "Oh, okay, Commander."
He was unfit. He was unfit from the moment they found him.
Yeah.
They should have put his ass to cryo sleep. Like, I'm sorry.
Like, the first thing,
like, okay, we're gonna sedate you for shock, Commodore, and whatever the hell you put his ass down and be like, "Hey, can we feed the Constellation and blow that damn thing up?" Yep. Go in there, do just enough, get the hell off the ship, and feed that shit. Boom! Everybody goes home. Like, Decker was out of his rabbit ass mind when they found him. What? Why are we talking to this dude? Like,
because immediately, because the first thing that, just like how you said, Thomas, the first thing that we see of Decker is that the first thing Bones has to do, he has to give him some kind of sedative or relaxant or something, because he's in such shock.
I'd have knocked his ass out. Listen, I get survivor's guilt, but sometimes when a person is so effed up, you got to take them off the battlefield. Like, you got to get them back
completely off, because his whole decision making was just compromised from the beginning. The simple fact is that you had to give him a sedative first. First thing you had to do is give him a sedative. That's it right there.
Yeah, he'd be medically incapable anyway, because he'd be under the effects of a sedative or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious his decision-making is not good, because the Constellation, as we indicated, is the Enterprise's sister ship, has the same capabilities, presumably, and he couldn't do anything. So now he's doing strafing runs with the Enterprise, Fire and
wearing down
phasers,
there.
this thing.
Yeah.
Wearing down the cells and running out of photon torpedo. Put his ass to bed. Like you, if you know he's that lit in the face, like we're gonna go on a suicide mission. Put him to bed. Like,
Yeah, that's my biggest gripe about
Yes.
the whole show. He never should have been able to take command. Spock was, if you are logical, you'd be
like-
like, bro, you ain't taking the seat.
Say,
And the thing is,
You looked in a mirror, brush
Said,
the hair.
Kirk-
bro, look at it.
Listen.
First thing he had to do, he had to give you a sedative.
sweating buckets. Kirk, McCoy, and Spock could have wrote out reports, sent that shit to Starfleet, and be like, "Hey, we had to knock this crazy bastard the f out because he was talking about going after this bitch." Well, what did you do to the Doomsday Dookie? Well, we fed it to Constellation. It blew it the hell up. It's dead now. But Decker, we had to put his bitch ass to bed. This some bitch went. He went and got in a shuttle. This is the part that makes me laugh now. As a child, but this is the part that makes me laugh right now. You had a whole ass starship, a whole ass what is it? Enterprise class starship to fight the Doomsday Dookie. It did absolutely nothing to the Doomsday Dookie.
Nothing.
So your
Nothing.
answer, because you can't feed it another one, is to get in a shuttle and think you're gonna take it. Man, if you don't put him to bed, he thought a shuttle could do what two Excelsior class ships could not. I couldn't get him with the two ships, but damn it, I'll get him with this shuttle. The fuck? It's a shuttle. That's like if you can't break down a wall with two tanks, you go get a smart car and try it. Like if you don't, it's a wall, B. It's a wall. You're not gonna take down nothing.
So you're not doing nothing. I mean,
Smart car.
No.
That's why I'm laughing. I can laugh at that now, but as a child, my rational brain was, he think he gonna do something. Like that's not gonna work. That ain't even gonna give him indigestion. Like bitch, he'll eat you by accident. Like you.
and it's like,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I saw it when I was at such a young age. I think it kind of traumatized me a little bit because going back to Star Trek Online, there's a mission where you have to fight one, and you got a whole fleet with you going after this thing. And I was like, ooh, that kind of gave me some heebie-jeebies. I was getting like some childhood trauma.
Yes. And then the look on his face when the damn thing was getting ready to eat his ass was classic. Cause I know at that last moment he thought, I really thought I was gonna be able to take this thing out with this shuttle. Like I thought a Ford Pinto was gonna be able to handle this whole building. Like oh shit,
But hey,
I'm about to die. What the?
It does set up, inspire Spock to go, hey, maybe we can do this. We just need something bigger. And of course,
Yeah.
it also sets up, we can't have Kirk get out on time. He's
Of
got to
course
beam
not.
everybody
of
off.
course, it
Wait
got
for
to go down to the last
last
second. It's got to go down to the last
And the
second.
transporter blows up 3 times.
Yes, he's like, hey yo.
Johnny all up in the
here,
Jeffries
like-
tube, things sparking and blowing up all
It's it.
around him.
Fire's going, all kinds of stuff like that. Scotty's trying. He's
But you know what?
try it now.
I'm sorry. Kirk deserved that. Listen, if you're going to keep putting your nuts on the line in these dangerous ass situations, bitch, you need to understand, we got some defective equipment in the Enterprise. Either fix it or stop putting your dumb ass in these situations where you might get effed up. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You are the captain of the ship, and every time we turn around, your dumb ass is like, hey guys, the Klingons literally have knives. They're coming into the room, guys. Hey, please get me out of here. If I was Spock, I'd be like, well, Captain, it's logical that you keep your monkey ass on this ship and stop putting yourself in these situations.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, I know it's just a TV show, and we have to have suspension of disbelief and stuff like that. But I mean, like, I'm sorry, the transporter does not work well enough to be that common of a thing to be used. I mean,
Right.
we get all the way to the motion picture, and Sonak is melting on the transporter pad. You still ain't figured this shit out?
Yeah.
It's the McDonald's ice cream machine. It's
always
It's always broke.
Using it.
It's always broke.
The shuttle to wherever we need to go because I'm not trying to get fried in this effed up ass piece of shit machine. Like every time.
And see,
Every time.
and we understand why McCoy has all the reservations about the transporter that he does.
I don't
Bruh,
blame him. It splits
I've
people into
never
good and
blamed him.
bad. It splits people into good and bad halves. It sends you to the mirror universe. It
It,
It's I
counts
mean,
people.
anything that you have on a ship that you have to flip a coin to see whether or not you're gonna live if you use it should not be used. Like the transporter should be one of them things that only in emergencies, bitch. Like we got to get down there right now. We have
Do
to
I
get.
even
We,
do
right?
I need to even mention Mr. Tuvix?
oh
Oh
God,
my God, yeah,
that hurt my
Mr.
soul. That was
Tuvix.
one of them
It
things. I was
did.
like, yo, man, this is
It was
unfair. And then he
wrong.
gets out, he's
And he,
like, I want to live. I'm a real human. Let me live. And they like, nah, bitch, you
Yeah,
better get
said,
your ass back
man, you
here.
better get your ass back up in there.
Nah.
yeah,
But
you
I'm
guys
a
put me
real
back up.
boy.
I'm sorry. I know Neelix isn't a very popular character, but definitely, why did you merge him with Tuvok, who's one of the
Tuvok.
most popular
Yes.
characters in
Yes.
that show?
And then he's like, I don't want to die. Like, bitch, you getting back in
So
here.
you
Like,
get your ass back up in there. Say we need
transporter should
Tuvok.
be
We don't
used-
need you.
Yeah, the transporter should be used only in emergencies. Like, if we don't beam your dumb ass down there, somebody gonna die. Like, because if you can get there in the shuttle, bitch, I'm going. Like, I would look at the transporter like the game of death, like from Bruce Lee. Every stage of it is just you are fighting for your existence in this.
Although,
Nah,
Yeah.
dude.
anybody perfect the individual transportors from Star Trek Discovery, I want one.
Yes.
Just,
But
I'm
Khan
gone.
had one.
Now
in-
that
in
yes.
Edge of, what was it? The movie with the Chris Pine and Benedict Cumberbatch. That shit works perfectly. Like, shoot, I'm out. But the
And
big
he's
one,
beaming all the way across the galaxy to other
Yeah.
planets.
Yeah.
the big one with the damn nacelles and the warp core and shit. You can't get that bitch to work. Nah, I'm good. Like, where you want me to go where? Regis 9. Okay, can I fly there? No, I have to be beamed.
It said beam on that.
On that.
On that.
You mean the thing that we can't even get to work 90% of the goddamn time?
Said, look here, man.
Literally, it's a toaster that you can use to go from one place to the next. It's just a big ass toaster. I'm good.
Yeah. And exactly, it's blowing up around Scotty as he's trying to get Kirk off.
Listen,
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams' Star Trek proved to me without a shadow of a doubt that shit should not be used. Spock's mama died, and I was like, you used that you could have flown a shuttle, B. You
Said, look here, man. Over in JJ, said, look here, over in the Kelvin universe, everything's so goddamn bright. They probably didn't even know how to fucking work the goddamn controls. Swear jar.
From all the lens flares.
Yeah, that lens flare. That's how they get beamed up with the lens flare. It's like
Then you can't see it because everything's so blinding.
Yeah, your mom and your whole society is down there. You decide to beam. Bitch, if you don't get in the shuttle, you could have saved your mama. Your mama didn't have to fall into a damn cliff. You could have saved her if you'd have flown over there. Like, that shit bothers me to this day. The transporter is the worst thing on this show. I don't care what
It's not safe enough.
As cool as it is, I mean, as cool as it is, it's as problematic.
Yes. It was the transporter was the reason that Khan got a hold of the damn what is it, Project Genesis. If the transporters wasn't using, he'd have to come down there and fly. He'd have to fly down there and get it. It's the transporter hates them. All transporters throughout all of Star Trek hate the people. The transporter is a real person. This is a real person.
It should have been like they used it in Enterprise. It was just for cargo. It was never for people.
Absolutely, yes.
On that shit.
And I saw this thing the other day. It was an interview. It was a commercial for like an upcoming interview on like 60 Minutes or something. I don't know. The guy was talking about space flight. He's saying, we've only had one disaster in 100. 4 people out of so many died. It's like 1%. And then the interviewer's like, yeah, but if 1 out of every 100 planes fell out of the sky, we'd have a problem, wouldn't we?
I was watching.
So how many problems with the transport do we have to have before Starfleet's like?
I think we need to take a look at it.
Stop putting people in that thing.
Yeah, I watched the movie Interstellar the other day because I'm a huge Christopher Nolan fan, right?
Love that movie.
And when they got to the dimension where they were making shit, like they were using books and shit to fix the problem in the past, right?
Yeah, inside the Tesseract.
I'm sitting there looking at that and I'm going, now that is how you transport. You go into a black hole, and then you wake up and it's, oh shit, I'm someplace, I don't know where I'm at, but I got there. That's more effective than the damn transporter. You can't beam from one ship to the next on that bitch without anything that has whirring and clanking sounds should not be you in this episode. What was that damn transporter sounding like?
Literally blowing up.
Yeah, it was blowing up.
The Jeffries tube
Why
trying
the
to fix it.
Why would you
Blowing
not
up
use
around
a
it.
shuttle? Did they not have any shuttles on the Constellation? Get the
Well, see, the problem was is that they couldn't use the shuttle because of how the pull was. The pull was too strong to use the shuttle.
I would have got out of that damn shit before. I'd have been like, hey,
I would have as well. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, one whir and bang, I'm getting on the goddamn shuttle. Like you, Scotty, is the transporter working? Like, not right now, Captain. All right, I'm gonna just get this shuttle right quick. I better go get a tractor beam or something.
Somebody invents a transporter and says, "Hey, Gretchen, you want to try this?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? I've seen the fly."
No,
exactly. No, I'm good.
You gonna get on that
you
thing?
See what happened to what happened to old Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah, listen, you're going to come out as Brundlefly. You can be like, oh, my God, I have all this super strength, but I have to eat all the sugar. And, oh, my goodness, who's these prickly head? Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
He said, nah, man.
Me having to throw up on my food before I eat it.
Oh, hell no.
Said, nah.
See, every time I see the transporter used, I think of the fly. And the fly traumatized me as a young man. I'm not going to bullshit you.
The original one. Help me.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to hear that. Like,
nah,
fly head. But like, and I could live with that one. But the transporters on Star Trek remind me of David Cronenberg's The Fly, and all I can remember is not being able to eat any food because goddamn, I will watch The Fly now only if I have to. Like, there's nothing else on. It's late at night. Better watch. The Fly's on.
In this world of streaming, there's something else on.
Yeah.
Oh, this world, yeah.
And every time I see the transporter whirring and banging and blowing up and fire and explosion shit come out of it, all I keep thinking is Brundlefly. I'm not.
Literally, come on.
Kirk could have left that damn ship on a shuttle. He could have. When they were coming up with this plan.
Why didn't Spock get a pilot? They go get in the other shuttle, fly over to the Constellation, and just wait. You just keep the engines running, and Kirk will jump on board, and you get the F out of there.
He could.
I mean, ain't no spacesuits. I would have gotten a spacesuit and left. If my chief engineer is hearing whirring and banging, bitch, it's time. I gotta find some way off this thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jump out of an airlock and be like, "Hey, I'm floating over here. Pick me up."
I will do that to my truck. If my truck is whirring and banging, I'm jumping. I will leap out this bitch so fast. Oh, when you're doing 75 on the highway.
He said, "Yeah, you."
Roll, Grandma, tuck and roll. I'm not. This shit literally was whirring and banging, and fire and smoke was coming off of it.
It's smoke and everything, sparks, smoke, all that shit. Yeah.
The damn and Kirk over there, doomsday piece of shit is still coming. He's over there going, guys, if you would get me off here right now, I would appreciate it. Now it. What?
And
Scotty hang up that phone?
Scotty is in the Jeffries tube with everything blowing up around him and with the Spock in his ear. Mr. Scott.
Said Mr. Scott.
Mr. Scott.
Said
I'm working on it. Shut up.
Said meanwhile, Scotty's over here. He's freaking out, literally putting out fires. And the only thing you care about is like, Mr. Scott,
we get the captain off of here.
We need to get the captain, Mr. Scott. We need to get the captain, Mr. Scott. We need to get. I understand that, bitch. Shut up.
You wasted more time talking to me about getting this fixed than you could have sent a shuttle over there to pick him up.
You could have. That could be the name of this episode. You could have sent a shuttle. Like you could have, should have. Decker could have been on a shuttle.
Could have, should have, would have.
Decker did get on a shuttle, and his stupid ass out here trying to, fight giants with a boulder because he heard a pebble because he heard David and Goliath. But the end of that whole episode was Kirk's fault. You are a captain in Starfleet. You don't understand how to abandon a damn ship. There are other ways to get out of that. There are tubes. You get in them, they shoot you into space. There's shuttles. There's put on a spacesuit, walk the hell out. Kirk has put himself in that situation and almost died for it. And then just in the nick of time, Listen.
Well, hell, half the ship was destroyed anyway. You could just when you
Yeah.
walk to the next deck.
You
and
could
just
have
jump
walked out.
the hole, walked out of the hole in the wall.
Like,
Listen,
right?
Face from the hole in the wall.
I have seen brigade commanders who are colonels, which is the equivalent of a captain in the Navy. I have seen them say some shit like, we will leave this. Like, but it's not work. We will leave this. We got to go home. If you can't get it fixed, it's staying here. We just going to write it off and get the hell up on the plane and go home. And we out there trying to furiously work on this shit. And, sir, the generator's just not working. All right, you got one more time. One more time. And if that generator is not working, it's a piece of junk. We're going to write it off on a flipple. We getting the hell up out of here. We got to go home. Like,
Well, here's the thing. Kurt, he could have done the equivalent of how you do with the card, like putting the stick on the accelerator.
Yes.
And just letting the bitch ride off a cliff.
I find it hard to believe the only way to set that bomb was to push that one red switch.
I find it hard to believe that a red shirt didn't do that. Why is the captain of a goddamn ship over here playing these
Just
fuck
get your
games?
get your dumbest guy.
Yes.
Get Ensign Stimpy, put him in the room and say, whatever you do, don't push that red button. And then leave.
And then watch him push the red button and leave. Like you.
He's like, so he said,
goddamn ship.
he's like, wait, he said not to.
Yeah.
He said, wait, what he said to do? Push the button? No, he said not to push the button. No, wait, he did say to push the button. Wait, no, he said not. No, did he say push it? I think he said not to.
Yeah. There's a lot of absurdity in this, and unnecessary decisions being made, useless wastes of lives and energy and machinery and manpower
and intelligence, being a person in charge of what is the equivalent of trillions of dollars of research and science and metal and shit, just so that a captain who, mind you, has went to Starfleet, went to Starfleet. You have been in scenarios where you don't get your dumb ass off the damn ship. Like, you stay still. The ship needs you to keep everything moving and grooving and shit. You find an ensign that's been fucking up. He's never where he's supposed to be. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow when he's supposed to be clean. Hey, stupid, go over there, fix that shit. Well, sir, we can't fix it. Fair winds and following seas, bitch. It just,
So it's just
The one problem I have with Star Trek as a whole is how many times Kirk has put his nuts as close to the fire as possible, and in just in the nick of time, his nuts are saved. Picard ain't like that. Picard is
have to put an explicit warning on this episode when I upload it.
all right.
Listen, Picard will look at this shit and go, number one, that doesn't look right. Well, Captain, are you going to go down there? Again, number one, that don't look right. You think, where am I going?
No, they wouldn't. They covered that specifically in TNG. The whole reason they made the character of Riker so that Picard could not go anywhere.
Yes.
What does he do every time he leaves the bridge? He's like, Worf, Data, you're with me.
Yeah.
He always takes.
Because I think the thing is,
through some shit. Data can live through some goofy shit.
Yeah.
Data could be on top of the doomsday device kicking it. And he go, Captain, I can't fix it. It's cold out here. Can I come back home? Come on back.
Data can exist in the vacuum of space. So
yes.
Right.
He's proven that before.
He's proven that he can.
Riker, I get it. Riker has that swashbuckler on it. I get that. I understand. But you are also the XO. You're the number one. Okay, fine, fantastic. You want to be swashbuckle man? Be swashbuckle man. But Kirk put himself in so many situations that literally could have ended up with roasted chestnuts or roasted Shatner nuts, and just in the nick of time he saves himself. And he even said it in the Wrath of Khan. I have not dealt with death. I've cheated it. I've used nefarious means to, bitch, that's a hint and a half of your ass. If you almost die.
Well, see, and I think
that eats planets.
He's not a captain. He's a stuntman.
No, and I think here's the thing is that because of him is the reason why Starfleet has a lot of regulations of captain stays on the ship and sends in a away team being led by the first officer.
Yes.
If the first officer goes, otherwise he assigns the most qualified person to lead the team.
And you understand that there is a risk of death or harm or injury. You got that. That's understandable. But if you don't get your SWAT, like, I don't know why nobody ever just said, Captain, with all due respect, why don't you just sit your swashbuckling ass down? We got this. Just you got a ship full of thousands of people.
Spock should have on multiple occasions.
Listen, McCoy kept trying to tell him that McCoy's whole existence, Bones' whole existence throughout both seasons of Star Trek, the original series, is to be the voice of, if you don't sit your stupid ass down. That is McCoy's whole existence on the show. Sit your monk ass down. Kirk, where you going? Sit your monk ass down. Hey, Kirk, don't touch that plant. Sit your monk ass down. Kirk, the transporter it's been offline for about 6 weeks. The bitch ain't working right. Sit your monk ass down. Like, don't go no. Spock is logical. Well, Captain, in this regard, you shouldn't regulation, blah, 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 blah. McCoy's whole thing is, bitch, if you don't sit your dumb ass down, he's like, I'm the medical officer. I'm going to have to find your body after it's petrified or mortified or, you lost a limb and chicken feed, whatever. Sit your bitch ass down. You're making my job.
I think he's probably too busy. I think he's probably too busy telling Kirk, will you stop sticking it in everything that breathes?
Listen.
Because I ain't got antibiotics for this.
As Bones, I don't care where you stick it. As Bones,
we don't have replicators on this ship yet.
Exactly. As Bones, I don't care where you stick it. I will give you a shot in the ass. You'll be fine. But jumping off of shit, flying through shit. I'm going to take this shuttle. I'm going to go do... The medical officer, who is a flag level officer in any company or whatever, he has the same rank as Scotty does. So he's the equivalent of rank of Spock and Scotty. They're both lieutenant colonels.
But with his medical stuff, he can technically outrank anybody. He could.
Yes. So as the medical
officer
on the ship, he's the one that is literally best equipped to look the captain in the face and say, if you don't stay your stupid ass on this damn ship, dummy. And every time Kirk's like, oh, we heard there's Klingons down there and they're all hopped up on space steroids. Come on, we're going to make an away team. And McCoy looks at him like, bitch, I just gave you a shot in the ass for that space syphilis you just had. Sit your stupid ass down. The hell is wrong with you?
We could argue that, though, every episode of all 3 seasons of Star Trek, the original series, because he always leads
everywhere.
Always.
So look, obviously he was
someplace. The very first damn movie, Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Why are you going? Sit down. Like every movie.
He
in the middle of some shit.
On V'ger, yes. Every place he has to go.
On
everywhere.
After that, it gets a little more hazy because, Star Trek 3, they stole the ship, so they weren't technically in the military.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. You steal the ship. Cool. All right. Fantastic. All right. You don't have to go down to this new planet to find Spock. I understand Bones is walking around with him like, oh, shit, I can't think. Why you leave me on this planet?
I still think you can take that and 4 out of the equation because they weren't acting under military principles. They were just trying to get something done. But you get to 5, Kirk leads the party to the planet of galactic peace, whatever was it, Nimbus 3?
Yes.
To rescue the ambassadors. And then Star Trek 6, he's the one that beams over to the Klingon ship when everything's what the hell?
Right.
He does it all the time.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. And
it is a crime scene floating in space, and your stupid ass over there. If you don't send some goddamn listen, I would have. Hey, Ensign Porkchop, come on over here. We think everybody over there is dead. All right, we just need you to go over there with your shoes on and figure out if they're dead. All right. I'm not.
I know it's in the script, but I mean, come on, you just had a massacre on that ship. Why didn't you send a medical team?
Yeah.
A medical team.
Yes.
Because I mean,
Captain and the senior doctor, the senior surgeon. That's who you're sending. That's it.
The thing about the Doomsday device is it shows exactly what everybody always says about this show. Kirk keeps trying to put himself in situations where, hey man, do you want us to play How Do I Say Goodbye to Yesterday at your funeral? What are you doing?
And it's funny that you bring that up because just last week when we were doing the Apple, remember when Spock gets shot with the dart, the
Yeah.
darts, and then Kirk chastised him and said, "Do you realize how much Starfleet has invested in you?" And he starts to quote a number, and we're like, "Wait a minute, how much do you think they have invested in Kirk?" He was the youngest captain in Starfleet history ever.
yes.
So he's chastising Spock for stepping in front of him and saving his life from the dart plant, and then he does charge.
He's
in
talking
battle.
about. He's literally talking about. Do you know how much they have invested in you, bitch? Do you know how much they have invested in you? Okay,
Yes,
Kobayashi
It's
Maru.
exactly.
The Kobayashi Maru test obviously cost millions of billions of dollars. Okay, just to simulate being on a starship. Like I was in a rollover drill before I went to Afghanistan, and I know that equipment they put my dumb ass in was at least I don't know $90,000 to $100,000 because it's just basically not LTV but a Humvee with no wheels that rolls. They didn't invest, bitch. You took the Kobayashi Maru. That's millions of dollars, and you passed, failed, whatever the hell you did to it. Get your ass. Stop going places you ain't supposed to go, man. This one should have been. This should have been the end of Kirk going anywhere. You came way too close to dying. It already killed a Commodore. Your silly ass over here talking about, hey guys, is the transporter working? And it's the McDonald's ice cream machine of space. And you want to ask, is it not working? Bitch, you wouldn't be in this situation. It's better to save an ensign than a captain. I'm sorry. I know that hurts. It's gonna bother a bunch of people. But I'd much rather save a red shirt and look like I'm the man. I saved a red shirt from a big ass piece of space dookie. Than I would be going back to Starfleet with no captain, no Commodore, and one missing ship. How do you explain that? Because there's gonna be some admiral gonna be going. So wait a minute, Spock. Hold on, Commander Spock. Let me make sure I understand this correctly. You are a Vulcan. You're intelligent and logical. You do everything with logic, right? That is correct, Admiral. And at no point did you tell the captain of your ship not to go to this other broken down ship, which before he went was already crewless because the Commodore got everybody eaten. That is correct. And you let your captain go to that shit. We gonna bust you down. You're gonna be a lieutenant junior grade. Like you can't. How are you the executive officer and you let the captain go over there some bush? I'd have hit him with that. I'd have hit him with the Vulcan neck grip. Every time there was an away mission, I'd have hit him with the Vulcan neck grip. Right. As soon as he stood up, he'd have.
Well, and then, like you said earlier, that every episode will be over in the first 5 minutes. Hey, Spock, I'm going down to this planet. There's a problem. No, you're not.
Right.
McCoy would have been like, well, we don't know about that planet, so we've got to give you some inoculations in case there's something on there. That inoculation would have knocked his ass out he'd have been snoring.
Right?
A show about everybody else and a captain who's drugged up all the goddamn time because he keeps trying to want to leave.
That was Roddenberry's vision. He wanted a military, he wanted a non-military military, and he wanted a cowboy in charge of the ship. That's what he wanted.
And that's what it is.
Roddenberry should have made a cowboy show then.
While I certainly appreciate Star Trek, the original series, it's what I grew up with, we see that it's probably not until, the growing the beard, Riker grew the beard, when all of Star Trek collectively got better. Because that's when Roddenberry's involvement ended.
But the people that took it over, some of them were just nasty, and I've heard some of the interviews from some of the cast of like the Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and stuff like that. I've heard that, and I can't remember Rick something. I cannot remember his damn name. But the woman that played Tasha Yar said that one of the reasons she left the show completely was because of this dude.
Was it Rick Berman?
Yeah,
Roddenberry
Berman.
was, yeah, Berman, Rick Berman. Like, Roddenberry was an odd dude. Like, he was a very odd guy. Like, a lot of the things that he believed in, right? Like, they'd be cool now. Like, Roddenberry's into polyamory. Cool, great, fantastic. Well, polyamory world. But some of his visions and shit were not, they were odd choices. Like, okay, you want a space cowboy show, then make a space cowboy show. When you put an entire crew and a big ass ship and different alien species and shit, you can't just have them out there banging everything that moves and I'm gonna go down there and sleep with the first hot green woman I see. And you go down there and she got like, I don't know, space herpes, and like half your body is frozen. Even, you can never be a captain again. Like, what the fuck?
Not even that. I mean, I know they get away from it by, again with the transporter, by saying that when you beam up and down, it filters out anything like that. But I mean, forget space herpes. One of the biggest things that really broke my heart as far as like ever seeing, like going to other places is, not only the dangers of in space, but every planet you beam down to, there's going to be bacteria, thousands, millions, trillions of them, and none of which you've ever encountered before. And while the inhabitants of that planet may be immune, you won't.
You won't.
Absolutely.
We have bacteria on this planet that we've lived with for millions of years that doesn't affect us anymore because we've long been immune to it. But
the second you beam down,
how did the Martians die in World of Worlds? They got sick. They came to our planet, they got a bug, and they got sick.
Yeah, because the second they breathed the air, boom, that was it.
Yes. So imagine, you go to, I don't know, SETI Alpha 5 or SETI Alpha 4, whatever. You go down there, you're dropping off these prisoners because Ricardo Montalban is just too much man to be on the Enterprise. And while you're down there dropping them off, you catch some shit that makes your booty hole tingle. You don't think anything of it because your booty hole tingles. It's your booty hole. You don't care. You get back and go take a shit, and your lower intestines fall out. Now all of a sudden you're going, what did we catch on SETI Alpha 4? You got space Tourette's. That shit is making your booty hole fall out. Like, why would you? The captain is not going to be the one getting space Tourette's or space herpes. He's the one that's going to be there regulating the space herpes. Like, he's ordering the medical officer. Like,
yeah. Again, you're arguing this though from a realistic militaristic point of view. This is a fantasy sci-fi show that wouldn't exist if the captain didn't go down to the.
Exactly, that is true too.
You're going through Enterprise right now, don't they? Don't they have some kind of, because they only use shuttles at least for a while. They have a decon kind of process. Don't they like get in that room and rub goo all over each other or something?
Yeah, they have a decontamination room, which is basically they spray like this goo. I would assume it's something like a antibacterial, antifungal type of treatment or whatever, and under it looks like UV lights sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's a whole decontamination chamber, because why? You go down to a planet, you don't know what kind of bacteria, what kind of airborne pathogens, or even just something that is you just stuck on the bottom of your shoe,
right? That
you don't know what you brought on, and so
listen,
yeah.
I know for one. I know with Kirk's actions in the original series, I know one thing: he is raw dog. That man raw dogs all these women, because have you noticed in all of these away missions, he just has to have his monkey ass in. He has never insisted on anybody wearing a spacesuit. If you won't even protect your crew with a spacesuit, you are not protecting your penis with a space condom. I'm telling you, Kirk raw dog everybody. He got on top of them and said, fuck it, I'm going
family friendly show.
Family friendly.
Okay, I'm sorry. As a family friendly show, Captain James Tiberius Kirk did not take any sort of precautions while he was out there getting his thing on.
Boys and girls, please practice safe sex.
Please do.
Practice safe anything.
Drink responsibly.
Said, please be
Yeah, don't
responsible.
Fly shuttle
From
under the,
breathing
don't
on
fly
shit.
shuttles. Don't
Said,
fly
please be
shuttles under the
responsible.
influence.
Don't fly shuttles into space, Dookie.
I listen, Commodore Decker, and for those of you who don't know, and I kind of threw this out here on the Villains View last week, Commodore Decker is the father of Captain Decker from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. And as you can see
Yes.
at the end of it,
Yes.
He is.
both of them are out of their goddamn minds. They are crazy. The Decker line needed to die. I'm sorry, it had to go. If Captain Decker had not merged with Deeger and old, Perseus Kambata, the bald woman with the thing in the middle of her throat, the Deckers would be out here breeding, and every one of them would have found a way to die on some stupid shit. Like they would have been like, my daddy was Commodore Decker. I'm gonna jump into this plate of glass. Like, hey, kid.
So
And to
two
further
things.
garnish the whole thing, Stephen Collins, who played Captain Decker, he's got some skeletons in his closet. Well, they're not in the closet now. I mean,
They're
they're
not
out,
in the
but-
closet.
Oh man. But James in the YouTube chat. Kirk is a spokesman for Trouble Love Condoms. Struggle Love Condom.
Yeah, in 2014, his career ended after he confessed to misconduct with minors.
Oh, and his
A
wife,
little bit
his
like
wife
that.
recorded it all, and he got a chance to be interviewed on ABC. And I guess she was his wife. Now she's single. And hey, who what's her name?
Faye Grant.
Hey, Faye Grant, if you're watching this right now, one thing you can know about me is that I don't do anything with children, and I'm kind of sexy in a pair of pants. Holla! Holla!
I remember her from V. I knew I'd seen her somewhere before.
So do I. So do I. I liked her eyes. I'm like, hey, them eyes are sexy.
Yeah, you're looking at. Yeah, I bet it's her eyes you're looking at.
Mm-hmm. It was her eyes. It was nothing else. It was her eyes. Looking at her eyes. That's what I was looking at. Great eyes. That's all I'm saying. Like, hey, Faye.
But yeah, the Decker line had to go. So
it had to go. Commodore Decker thought he was going to be able to beat up a piece of the space dookie that has laser beams with a shuttle, and then his son, Captain Decker, decides I'm going to merge with a piece of equipment that we sent out into space in the 60s. Because now it can talk.
And now we know. I actually have a theory now. This is why Kirk got command of the Enterprise. He was like, ain't no Decker going to command my ship. One already tried to take it from me. I ain't letting this kid have it.
I'd have snatched it. Oh,
that's true.
Matt Decker.
I'm taking it back.
You're Matt Decker. Father is Commodore Decker. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take this because that Decker line. You guys have suicide mission tendency, and no, not with my old crew. You don't. Sit down, XO. Like
Captain Decker likely to try to do like strafing runs on Beeger.
Right.
You know, like you see what he did in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. Come on.
Well, he did have a reason for doing that, though.
He did.
I understand, but he's still, he's a Decker. Like, I think Deckers and Romulans cannot be trusted. Like, I know that hurts. Probably.
He just put the whole Decker family line
in
the same category.
The whole Decker bloodline.
Yes, all of them. All of them. If they got a daughter Decker, she can't be trusted. Listen, you could stack a triple Decker. I don't care. You can't trust them. Listen, Grandpa Decker tried to take on Space Dookie. He used he put his whole crew on a planet that got 8. And then he said, well, if you won't give me a ship to bleed it up with, I'll try to fight it with
his name.
shuttle.
And his name was Willard Decker.
Willard. Yes.
Willard.
Last Willard, I was a fan of.
There's some rats involved with this, right?
Yeah, there's some rats.
That's some rats.
Listen, now it sounds like Joe Pesci and Goodfellas. Whole family full of rats. Whole family. Mom and dad, rat. Like, the Decker line is more dangerous than the Romulans. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. If they put a Decker in Strange New Worlds, I'm hoping Captain Pike is like, we know about y'all. Y'all crazy. Y'all been nutty since the boats was on the water. I bet you the whole Decker line. I bet you. They were probably like boat captains for slave traders, and they just If the slaves like got off the chains, he's like, abandon ship, blow it up. Like, hey, wait a minute, we just gotta put them back in the chain. Like, I don't care, come on. Like the Deckers,
So
they ain't all there. They ain't
yeah,
all there, man.
elevator don't go all the way to the top.
Like,
Not playing with a full deck.
No, they're
They
a couple of pieces of bread, sort of a sandwich. Like I'm not. The Decker line is, listen, Romulans, the Borg, Ferengis, and Deckers. If you can list them however you want, but them four, you can't trust them. You can't. The Deckers are nuts.
I
Like,
don't know. Even the Borg could be. You get laid into Voyager. Even they could be reasoned with to some degree.
listen,
right.
could you imagine a Borg Decker? No. See, the Borg would end quickly. Because that Decker's gonna want to kill everybody, and then you got the whole board going, yes, kill everything. Like, no. I'm telling you, I'm just being honest. Ferengi.
Are we going to see him? I wonder. Are we going to see Commodore Decker in maybe Strange New Worlds or?
I hope not. I hope they have learned their lesson from Space Dookie, and I hope the writers of Strange New Worlds is like.
There is a scene in Discovery when Saru is on a computer. He's asking like list all of the captains, that are alive or dead or something like that. His name's on the list. It shows Archer's name, shows his name, Commodore Decker, shows Decker on there. So I don't know.
I wouldn't be part of that.
So A may show up, but
I'd ask for a transfer. I'd ask for a transfer. Listen, before he became Commodore, he was captain, and I would have been like, Captain Pike, can I come over? Can I be on your ship? Like, well, why don't you want to be on the Constellation with Captain Decker? Number one, he sweats like a mug, and I don't trust anybody that sweats that hard just for nothing. Like, he sits in a chair, and all of a sudden, it looked like somebody poured water on top of him. And secondly, he's always talking about shooting something. He shoot everything. I'm telling you, the Deckers, man, I'm telling you. Ferengis, Romulans, the Borg, and the Deckers. Like, the four horsemen of don't trust. My bad.
You got James in the comments.
James.
We are the Deckers. Yes. Raise your shield and surrender your pride. We shall assimilate your desire to live and discard it. Your culture will adapt to not trust us. Resistance isn't futile.
A Borg Decker would be the end of the Borg. Like like don't even clone them. Like when a Decker gets on the transporter, just hope it breaks. Just hey, he's out in space someplace. He's space dust. We don't know. I'm telling you, just off of this episode, and then you realize, oh shit, this is the dad of the nut job that wanted to hook up with a damn computer that's been in space all this time and got all this damn knowledge. And what happened to him? He blew up in a ball of light. I don't trust them damn Deckers, man. Listen,
he said we need the mirror universe Decker.
But they all
he's rational. Yeah. Listen, you better use that Uncle Ruckus song. Don't trust them new Deckers over there. Deckers with the witty ass hair. Like I'm serious. Don't trust them new Deckers over there. Don't trust them, man. Like, if they're in charge of picking up your trash, go take your trash out by your goddamn self, because the Deckers will burn the damn trash truck. I don't trust them, man. They couldn't even be in supply. Like, oh, you're the great-great-grandson of Commodore Decker, huh? Yeah. Where do you work? Supply. You're fired. You gotta go. You get transferred.
He said, no.
Work on a dock. Like, you work at you work at a space dock. I can't have you out of here.
So the only thing we need you to do, Decker, is just grab this broom.
At least Captain Decker was marginally more successful than his father was. His father just died and gave someone an idea. He actually, Captain Decker actually saved people when he digitized with
he did it because he was in love with a robot. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're in love with a robot, so let me take all the knowledge of the universe and save y'all. What the man, Bill, get your weird ass on. Like,
and I have issues with that because I was watching an episode of Voyager not too long ago. I don't know what it was called, Fairhaven, the one where they make that little like town that they go to, and it's like some like Irish town or something. And Janeway falls in love with
Mhm.
the bartender guy after she like reprograms him to her. And I'm just the whole episode. I'm like, he's not real. He's not real.
Hey,
He's not real.
Yeah, I remember
He's not
that
real.
episode. Yes,
Listen,
yes.
He's not
Janeway
real.
is lost in space. Janeway is lost in space. She can get her back broken by a hologram if she wants to.
I
Like,
understand. I understand.
Well, see,
it's
here's the
not
thing,
about
though.
using it for physical release. I'm talking about falling in love.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing,
It's not a
and
person.
no, it's not a thing, and she wasn't using
You
it
want to go in
to.
there and get your freak on in the holodeck? I
Yeah,
get it. That's fine.
I mean, she could get a freak on that's one thing, and that's fine. But the whole thing is the premise of it is that she was falling in love with him because,
I know.
well, here's the thing,
um,
is that before she left, like literally the day before she left, was her husband, I think, or fiance or whatever, was leaving her.
It wasn't before
I
she
mean-
left. It's when they get their first letters from Starfleet.
Oh, right, yes.
I'm
Mhm.
She
sorry.
learns that her husband left, or her fiance.
Yeah.
So her fiance or husband left. Yeah.
Here's the thing, though, and I will say this again. It's okay. To me, that's perfectly fine. She wants to fall in love with a holodeck. I'm in love with a hologram. I know some grown-ass men right now sitting in their mama's basement eating macaroni and cheese that are in love with anime characters. Like, straight up, got them all over them, including the tattoo on their bum of an anime character that they fell in love with. So Janeway fell in love with a hologram. I mean,
I'm not
I've-
saying that it doesn't
I've
happen
seen
to
some
people.
AI-generated women is like, God damn, if you real.
I understand, but again, if you just said it, if they're real. I fell in love with a cartoon character once. I fell in love with Lisa Hayes when I was a kid watching Robotech, but you know what? I grew up. It's Lisa
I'm
Hayes.
just
Yeah.
saying, I'm
She's
just
not real.
saying, Joaquin Phoenix was in a whole ass movie where he fell in love with basically what it amounted to was Siri. Like, and
Yes.
at
Yes.
one point
Scarlett
they were having,
Johansson as Siri.
yeah, they at one point they were having sex, and I was like, I could be wrong. I did practice the art of sex, but if you're trying to have the sex, there's got to be somebody else in the room other than Siri. Suck my dick. You can't. I mean, excuse my French. Family show. Siri.
Not today.
Relate me. You can't get like
So, well,
nothing surprises me.
family over 18 today.
Listen, nothing surprises me. Janeway falls
have
in love
that
with a
swear jar
hologram. Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with Siri. Grown ass men fall in love with anime characters. I have seen some AI generated women that I literally had to stop and go, that don't look real. She has 6 fingers and 11 toes. That's not real. Like, but that ass.
Think about even the episode where Data tried to have a relationship with that other crew member. Even he wasn't capable
Yes.
of giving
Hey.
the emotional, of satisfying her emotional needs.
Data's best relationship was the Borg Queen. Like, I don't know why he let that go. That could have been a mutually beneficial to the universe, galaxy relationship, because Data is Data, the Borg Queen is the Borg Queen. You fall in love. I mean, you're not gonna have any children. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody is trying to see Data and the Borg Queen's kids because they're gonna think they're better than everybody else.
My dad is a computer, and my mom is the Borg Queen. You don't know who I know, bitch.
Like, nobody wants that in life, but it's
Nobody
a
wants
satisfying
that.
relationship.
Nobody wants that. Well, see, here's the thing, Thomas. Here's the
Only
thing.
You want that, Thomas.
Well,
Nobody
see-
They
wants
can
that.
connect.
No,
Listen,
only you want that
you can
with slugs and shrimp force. But here's the
I-
thing.
see,
Data is
Slugs and shrimp force-
nah. Hold up. Before you start on all that shit. All right. 1, it's horrible. 2, Data is a baby face. The Borg Queen is a heel. It won't work.
Man, I'm sorry, she got needs. Any woman whose head has to be lowered down onto her own body and attached, that woman has needs. And
She's
Data,
got millions upon millions of drones. She can pick
Exactly.
and choose.
they're drones. Listen? It's the Zamunda scene in Coming to America. What kind of food do you like? Whatever kind of food you like. What do you like to do? Whatever you like to do. Data over there is going, hey, I don't like that. It's like, oh my God. And he's so strong and muscular. And he has computer parts. Like,
Well, and now you're only thinking one dimensionally because in the mirror universe there's the Borg king. There is no queen; it's a king.
True.
well, in the mirror universe, Data's a woman or a female cyborg. So it still works.
And Wesley Crusher is the emperor of the Terran Empire.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, I mean, in the mirror
That's
universe,
not a lie.
That is that is fact.
Still a relationship between Data and a member and the head of the Borg. Like I always looked at Game of Thrones as the Night King just needs a date. I've always the whole time I'm like, how come the Night King doesn't have a Night Queen? If the man had a Night Queen, he probably wouldn't be trying to take over Westeros.
You're
you got
trying
nothing
to,
to do,
but you're
you're
trying
lonely.
to anthropomorphize here. You're trying to associate human characteristics to non-human individuals. We don't know that their needs are the same as yours. We don't
Okay.
know that
True.
the Borg Queen needs anything, or
Yeah.
the Night King needs. I would go out on a
Maybe she's lonely.
guess. I would venture a guess that the Night King doesn't give two craps about getting with a girl.
You don't have to be
Does not care.
lonely.
So
at
I don't think he really does. All I think is just he's just the Night King doesn't really give two flying F's about getting with anyone else. All he really just gives an
Now,
F about
Hold on.
is
I
ruling
just want to
everyone.
freeze the world. I just want
to freeze the world, freeze everything, and rule
Wait
everyone.
a minute. Now hold on. Imagine if the Night King and the Borg Queen got together. You don't have to be lonely at weirdcharacters.com.
So
You
look-
don't. You
look
don't
here,
have
man.
to be,
Look here, man. Look here, man.
Looking for a strong.
I'm gonna put it to you like this:
man.
if the Night King and the Borg Queen got together, they would make Obafemi.
That one caught me off guard. That my mouth was open on that one. No liquid in my car right now. Oh, can't even.
I think if Thomas has stitches, those bitches be broken right now.
I didn't get the reference. I had to look it up.
Look up Obafemi.
He said, "Look up Obafemi."
Imagine Darth Vader. Now imagine him with human skin. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
Oh,
Oh,
you take Darth Vader out of the suit, he doesn't do it for me anymore.
Oh my god. I'm just saying, like, I wasn't ready for that. But I'm just saying, Borg Queen, Night King, you guys have this big old army of drones. You kind of lonely, I mean, I could see their text messages. It would be fantastic. So, what you up
See,
to?
but that was the thing about the
take it
Borg,
over to
though, is
Galaxy,
that
baby.
the thing about the Borg, though, is when Hugh was disconnected from the thing, that's when he became lonely. Not when he was in the collective. When he was
Well,
disconnected
I
is when he
mean-
became lonely.
yeah.
He said it multiple times. He's like, I don't have the voices in my head anymore. The
Well,
others
think
are
about it.
gone.
The Borg Queen has a bunch of drones. The Night King has a bunch of dead people. They already have their connections. But the two of them connecting together, that'd be kind of cool. You know what I mean? That would be kind of... They
I'm
would
telling you,
make
I'm
the
just
Doomsday
saying,
device.
as somebody who doesn't necessarily get lonely all the time, I have a drone. It's 8 inches and vibrates. It works fine. I don't need a man.
Hey, all I'm saying is it would be really kind of cool to see the text messages between the Borg Queen and the Night King. They're just, sup, you up?
He
Yeah,
doesn't
doing
talk.
nothing.
It would just be all her. But she doesn't stop talking, and he doesn't start.
He doesn't...
He doesn't talk, and all she does is talk. So it'd be perfect.
Listen, he doesn't talk because, quite frankly, he probably doesn't have anybody to talk. He hangs around
So
dead
no.
people all day. They just
So no, he doesn't.
You think maybe Westeros.
They
is
never
a
had
little
him
bit-
talk.
So no, look here, man.
He sounds like the clergy from Princess Bride.
Or
Probably.
he sound like Mike Tyson. Like all that power, you can raise the dead, you can fly on a dead dragon, and you open his mouth and it's Mike Tyson.
So
Remember that one-
so
remember
what are
that
you
one
doing?
pi- you remember
How
that
you
one
doing
pirate in the
tonight?
council? You remember that one pirate in the council? And now we shall go to war.
Yeah,
Yes.
think about it. He's probably ashamed of his voice. It's like I got all this power and I sound like Pinocchio up in this bitch. Like I don't want to. But the Borg Queen would accept him because again, resistance is futile. We accept everybody. So imagine their conversation. She would not be mad if she got a voicemail that said, "Hey, honey, what are you doing? Me? I'm just taking down the wall up north."
Don't know how we got on the subject of matchmaking the Night King with the Borg Queen.
I know, right?
I think my imagination is my greatest strength and sometimes my greatest weakness. One day I will tell y'all the story about the woman that turned into a skeleton with the theme to Gold Dust. One day I will tell that story.
That sounds like an after 8
But
p.m. on GCPR
So
story.
that's
I can't tell that story.
that sounds like something that's a 420 story right there.
Yes, that is probably going to be one of the premier stories on Roused High Exalted.
Rouse High Exalted.
Roused High Exalted, because it's a show about
The show coming soon on GCPR.
just being high off.
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Yes.
It is a show. It's a show that Dave the Viking he's putting together.
Okay.
With a few of us, and we get around. We gather around,
We just
and
we all pick our
we get our special kind of said we gather our special our spinach.
Mm-hmm.
So we get our spinach.
And then we just tell a story. Like that one probably will be on the premiere episode. It's gonna be like Goofy Fantasies, and all of us are gonna be elevated. So I'll probably won't be able to stop laughing through it because when I get googly, I start laughing at stupid shit. As my wife, some shit I've heard when I was toasty, boy. But yes, I will tell that story on Rouse High Exalted coming soon to GCPR.
Okay.
And Gretchen, you are more than welcome to come in if you want to,
So, yeah, absolutely.
Listen,
I'm sure I'll be happy to make a guest appearance. I'm not going to commit to another whole show. What am I doing now? 4 and now soon to be 5. Once we ever get Plot A-holes around.
Yes, hi. My name is Thomas. I'm about in 4 shows my damn self. Plot A-holes is coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. It'll probably end up being in February. I now have access to free YouTube movies, and some of them are horrible, and I can't wait to stream them. I can't wait to stream them. I'm just going to flip the screen backwards, and we all just going to enjoy ourselves and go, what in the actual did you have me watching? So, Plot A-holes, it'll be twice a month, and yeah, it's coming. See? We're
Plot A-holes, Villain's View, Rules of Nerdquisition, Model Citizen are the 4 that... It's just 4. Still.
I mean, you can make a special guest appearance on Rouse High Exalted.
I can make guest appearances, no problem. And I'm going to relaunch Peak Trans, but I'm going to do that solely as a podcast, and it's only going to be 30-minute episodes. I'm not going to air it on the network. I'm going to pre-record them and add music and background stuff.
Hey,
but
works for
that's
me.
A project down the road. I'm not worried about that right now.
Oh my goodness, this was a good show. I know not to trust the Deckers.
Do not trust the Decker.
Definitely. This is just a future warning to anyone who watches our show, our regulars each week. When you see Thomas on the show, it's about to go left. I'm just saying, it's about to go left. we bring him on for the chaotic element.
Yes, you bring him on. Shit's gonna hit the fan. You know.
I didn't do nothing.
Say we gotta slap an 18 plus warning. You know.
Oh yeah, listen.
We've got some fun stuff coming up though. Next week's episode, Cat's Paw.
Cat's Paw.
Now I gotta go.
Cat's Paw.
With the transmutation device, the little wand. Sylvia and her henchman. And the giant cat. But what really, beyond that, what really, I'm more excited just to see how you react to this, Gilbert. The week after, Mud.
I'm just gonna tell y'all
your
right
favorite character.
Oh, Harry Mudd.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm going to tell you right now. Cat's Paw was completely written by Roddenberry on the best Peruvian. Like that that was fish scale. That man was snorting some craze. Like that. Check this out. Right? So, we're gonna do a show. We're gonna do an episode, and at the end of it's gonna have a giant cat.
You're gonna have to blame Robert Bloch for that one. He's the one who wrote that episode.
Robert Bloch was blocked out. He went in a room and it was just lines on the page and lines on the table. Like he was. Yeah, I got a cat's paw. We'll call it cat's paw. It's got a giant cat. Like.
So you're
He
saying?
had to be high when he saw that.
So you're saying Block was railing?
Listen, that man.
I'll have to
that
do
man,
my research.
He was
I'll
doing
have
the
to do my
blockchain.
research because apparently Antoinette Bauer, who played Sylvia, is still alive.
Wow. Well,
I have to do my research. Find my
like me, coming close to your kill to death ratio is not going to be 100% anymore.
no, well, I already found him.
Oh, okay.
Unless she
I'm just
dies
kidding,
next
man.
week. Hold on, unless she dies this week.
I'll reveal who my kill to death victim is next week.
If she
My
dies
Katie
next-
victim.
Hold on, if she dies next week, it's the
Hey, I've done more
I'm
than
not
one
trying to
before.
win death on this woman. I'm not,
No.
but I'm just
No, Miss Bauer, please don't. Please don't. But
might mess right around and go and take a dump in the toilet, and then it's
she
Miss
is
Bowers.
in her 90s, so I mean it is.
Oh
feasible.
hell no! Listen, she's not.
So is
knocking
my
on
grandmother, and she's
Listen,
still around. So.
she's not knocking on heaven's door. She got the keys. Like
There's no knocking on the door at that point. The door's ajar. They left it open for her.
her ass is out there getting the mail at death's door.
It's not even a lock. This is a homestead in the deep hollers of Kentucky. They don't lock their doors down there. Just walk on in.
No. Right now she's out. She's cutting the grass outside right now. You
She's
know.
out there sweeping the porch at heaven's door.
She's,
Right, exactly.
She's sweeping the porch and cutting the grass and checking the mail.
Maybe she's just spending a few minutes on the porch swing, before she goes inside. I don't know. But I have not. If that were the case, if that were to happen, I am not above. I have done more than one before. I've gotten multiple kills in episodes before, so I'm not above that.
Out here ringing heaven's doorbell.
It must be a bad thing when you get to heaven and the bookkeeper's me. Okay, so Miss Antoinette Bauer, I see you were alive last week.
It says no. We all know it. We all know it'd be a ring cam. She'd ring the ring cam and then
Ring cam coming to
Dancing
the
in
door.
front of the ring cam in heaven.
I'm here in front of the ring cam.
I just
Oh,
picked up
boy.
heaven's mail.
And in other news, tonight on the Villain's View, you're guest hosting tonight, Gilbert.
Yes,
That I
Show
am.
tonight.
That I am.
Good show tonight, baby.
I am guest hosting tonight on the Villain's View, and we are talking
You're not
about.
guest hosting, you're hosting. You're not guest hosting. You're hosting. You are the show. Therefore, you're hosting.
Yeah, you're hosting. Yes.
Well,
Guest hosting.
this is my week to host.
Your
Yeah.
week to host.
So, yeah. Tonight we're talking about a little bit of the Doge.
The Doge.
The Doge. The dangers of Doge.
Douchey.
The title of
Elon
it.
Musk is such a doge bag.
He
is.
He is. Teach me how to doji. Like, he is such a douchebag. Like, he's the Doge douchebag. And Gilbert will probably
I like
further into
doge.
this.
I like doge bag. It's like when I play Red Dead Redemption.
Doge bag is good.
The leader of your gang in Red Dead Redemption is Dutch. I call him Dutch bag all the time. He's a bad guy. He ends up being the villain. So anyway,
So we'll be going through the
Doge. We got
Doge.
Doge bag and Dutch bag and
Yeah, we'll be going through the Doge douchebaggery. Like, God, I can't wait. I'm sorry. Gilbert is hosting. I cannot freaking wait, man. This is going to be a goddamn great show, man. This is going to be a great show.
then next week is Gambit's run.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And
After that, it'll be
followed
you.
by Gretchen,
That's
and
me.
then it rotates back to me. So, yeah, we the host of the show are now going to be the host of the show. The topic is theirs. We all participate and laugh and joke or learn something or smile or smell like hot buttered sex on a platter, whatever we're gonna do. But tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on The Villain's View.
That's correct. And that show is decidedly not family friendly.
No, no, it is not. So no things. We're gonna be talking about major shit about President Musk.
We're taking a dump on Muskhead.
So we're dumping all over. So we'll pull up.
I know words are the best words. The best
Silly.
word is Doge.
So look, we're pulling a Vince McMahon on Doge.
I am.
We're Vince McMahon Doge.
We're Vince McMahon Doge. That's what we're doing tonight. Tonight on The Villain's View.
The fact that they named this department after a meme coin on the crypto exchange. I know it's his.
Listen, it's worth half of a food stamp.
Oh, listen.
And by half, I mean you get one food stamp, paper food stamp, tear it in half. That's how much Doge is worth right now. Like
34 cents right now.
Here's the thing.
You can buy Doge. Listen, a pack of now laters is more expensive than Doge.
So listen, he did a skit on Saturday Night Live when he hosted, and yeah, it was a weekend update thing, and Michael Che was drilling him about Doge. Say, what is Doge? And so he's like, oh, it's a cryptocurrency. It's on the blockchain. Da, 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 da. What is Doge? Well, you could use it as this. Okay, so what is Doge? Well, it's a cryptocurrency. Oh, so it's a scam then? Yeah.
It's a scam.
He got a bunch of people to buy a cryptocurrency with a dog on it. Y'all can't tell me I can't make my goddamn dreams come true. Kiss my ass.
It didn't stop there. Not only are crypto markets predicting it'll hit $1 probably sometime in the next couple of years, but there is PayPay coin, there's Moog coin, there's Shibu coin.
Yep.
Every meme that you can think of. You can PayPay the frog guy, and dog wearing a hat, like all this stuff. Like there are meme coins for just about every stupid meme out there. I'm waiting for the meme coin with that little girl in the back seat and like looking at her mom all weird. Like I'm waiting for that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you try to pay me in Moog, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Like that's great. I don't care what it is, and it could be worth millions of dollars, but you gonna hand me some Moog, I'm gonna beat the brakes off your fucking. You're getting the shit kicked out of you because I'm not gonna walk around telling people I got some Moog in my pocket. I'm gonna beat the brakes and the carburetor off your ass. If you, hey man, I like your truck, man. I really want to buy it. Well, I mean, here's the amount. How about I give it to you in Moog? How about I go and find your parents and kill them? Like
when does Villains Coin come out?
You got a guy sitting next to you. I'm good. Like I don't know.
We've already talked about doing like NFTs, like digital trading cards for the Villains Coin.
I would listen and sell them for like $1. Shit. Select all your favorites.
Favorite villains.
All your favorite villains right here.
Email the whole guild and be like, hey, I need all of you to send me your best picture. Or I'm going to decide what you look like.
People are lucky I don't want to make a Saint Swole Me cryptocurrency. All right.
Saint Swole Me should be like a bonus card that ultra rare NFT.
All right.
Yeah. Some
only 12 made or something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well oiled, well moisturized black man coming out of the water. Listen, I'm going to leave. I'm gonna leave, but I thank you both for letting me on this show again.
No problem.
You guys are great. I want to be like y'all when I grow up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but don't. I'm younger than you. Don't.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just saying.
So look, I don't know if you want to be like me, dude. I mean,
not by much.
No, because I mean, my feet hurt. I got a bad ankle. I got a bad knee. I got a bad back. I mean,
I'm still laughing at the fact that 90-year-old woman's gonna be in the next episode, and she still ain't dead. So
She still ain't dead, yeah. And I'm going to be 51 at the end of the month, and I don't have any of those problems, Gilbert. I feel fine, actually. I still party like a rock star.
dancing
I party
on
like
the
I'm
floor
sick. I
of
shouldn't, but I
heaven's
do.
door.
well, I envy you because
All right,
Yeah,
hey.
right. But it's going to be sudden. I'm going to get to death's door, and
Yeah, yeah.
Antoinette's going to be next to me, like, "Oh, fancy meeting you here." Anyway,
Yeah, everything on Angry hurts, but if you go outside for longer than like 20 minutes, the sun is the greatest enemy you have in life. It's like, hey, you want some of this cancer? I'm giving it out. Like it's all over your skin. You can have as much skin cancer as you want, girl. I got.
Sarah Connor said it
But-
best. Anyone not wearing 1 million sunblock, it's going to have a really bad day.
But I will say it like this. I will
You're welcome. We'll see you.
say, listen, man. I will phrase it like this. No matter how bad I feel, it's better than being a transforming scooter.
It is better than being a transforming scooter. I can second that motion. I can second that motion.
Yeah, exactly. It's better than being a transforming scooter.
And whatever it is that Psychill is doing. I mean, like, have some subtlety, man. You don't have to just
So just put it all out there.
throw it
Just
all out there.
uh,
I go on a date. I meet a guy. I go out to dinner. I don't just walk in.
it's like as soon as you walk into your house, it's like, all right, here we go. I'm transforming. Like, what?
It almost feels weird that we're going to be doing Cat's Paw next week. It feels like because I think it was, it came out October 27th, 1967. So it was their Halloween episode. Because believe it or not,
Right.
Star Trek TOS had Halloween episodes that they actually considered like labeled as Halloween episodes.
Well, I mean, I suppose every show could have their own themed episode. You know, Halloween's always good ones.
Star Trek: The Next Generation too, but we'll get there. I mean, we still got. God, we're only 6-7 episodes. Next week is episode 7 of season 2, so we're only 7 episodes in.
Yep.
Season 2. But yeah, we didn't have a secondary topic today, except Thomas was a secondary topic.
So no, Thomas kept us all entertained. So
He did. Very chaotic, as always.
so it's always chaotic and always fun. Always a great time. And so I think
But as far as the episode goes, just final, my final rundown. I actually like the episode. No, we'll never get away from Kirk jumping into the fray every possible chance that he gets. And yes, the Enterprise or the transporter should not be.
it should be used for different purposes.
Yes, but I like the episode. I do think that Decker was a good performance. Don't agree with some of the decisions, but still one of the better episodes. And with the updated effects, it was pretty nice. It was pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just like how Thomas said, don't ever trust a Decker. So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it's great episode. I liked it a lot, and it dealt a lot with, with guilt, and dealing with survivor's guilt. And so, yeah, you could definitely see it. And so shout out to, I'm not sure the guy's name, but Captain Commander Decker, for his performance, and just William Wyndham, Commodore Decker, for his performance, and just kind of showing that. I mean, even though he's some of his facial expressions and everything was like really exaggerated, and but you can see clearly within his eyes he was traumatized. He had that guilt, and he was holding on to that guilt because when he thought he was saving his people, he was sending them to their doom.
I've seen people react that way to lesser stressful situations. So to me, it was believable. I've seen people react that way. And Wyndham was a lifelong actor. I mean, his last roles, he had a couple of appearances on like Ally McBeal. So, I mean,
So yeah, I can.
Whole career of acting behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, definite props to him, for that. And yeah, Thomas said, and just making fun of him just for being how so sweaty and how he was, but you're in a situation like that, what's your body going to do? You're going to sweat. And it's going to be, it almost look like you're showering, because why? You're under such stress, you're under such tension, and your body's going to react how it's going to react. And for him, it's sweating. That's how it was. And so it was to be a good episode, and kind of kind of illustrated that a little bit. And so yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
Not just the airplane scene with Ted Stryker, but there was something I watched recently where dude was holding on, and someone was holding him over a cliff. And he was trying to pull him up, and the dude that was pulling him was like sweating all over him. It was just like squirting. It was absurd. It was meant to be like ridiculous. I don't know if it was one of the next level or secret level episodes, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to.
Possible.
Whatever. It was a good episode, but yes.
So yeah, I definitely like a great episode. So I gave it 2 thumbs up on that one.
2 thumbs up. 5 fingers up. Oh well.
So we got
else for today, so we can call it a few minutes early.
So a few minutes early, so we had an evil space dookie that was destroyed from the inside out by a big colonel, I guess.
It was the cornucopia of death. That's what someone else called it.
The cornucopia of death, yes.
Right, and we took it out right up the cornhole. So
that we did. And so on that one, the only thing I have to say is to everyone else, keep your triple spayed and neutered. Take care, everyone. And so, Gretchen, I will.
On the villains.